All right, let's move on to 3A, and you said it early in the show, perhaps the team that's most surprised to be alive, maybe they're not surprised, maybe we're the ones that are surprised, would be the Bellmont Braves. Larry Getz has done a great job, and you take a look at what they did last week. They go to Western. That's a 2-hour trip from Decatur.
Right.
And you beat Western 21-20 in overtime. Western came in averaging over 40 points a game. What is it about the way Bellmont plays in their defense and the way they hold the football that's allowed them to be as successful as they have been in the playoffs?
Well, I really think a lot of it is a testament to Larry Getz's coaching ability. This is a veteran coach who knows how to have success in the postseason. He gets his team mentally prepared. Obviously, the defense was stout last week, and they ran the ball really well. Cody Waters had the 2-yard run in overtime, which kind of sealed the deal with the extra point, and then Western missed the extra point. But he finished with 84 yards rushing, and Larry Getz knows you got to run the ball in November if you're going to have success, and they did that. Now, they have an unbelievably difficult challenge this week in West Lafayette. It's interesting, Bellmont won the 2008 state title, and West Lafayette won it the next year. So these are two recent state champions going head-to-head, and West Lafayette is a really, really good team this year. They're 11-1. Their only one loss was to Lafayette Central Catholic. It's on the road again, so Getz's boys are going to have to go out on the road. It's going to be really difficult for them to pull this one out, but let's not lose lose focus on the fact that Bellmont has really turned a mediocre season into a great season with this postseason run. 6 victories after only 4 last year. This program's back going in the right direction.
And when you take a look at what West Lafayette does defensively, they only give up 7.8 points a game.
Yeah.
I know you're not going to change anything what you do offensively at this point in the season if you're Larry Getz or if you're Bellmont, but what does it mean to go up against a team that's ranked 3rd in the state defensively at this point and so good at their place?
Well, I hate to say this, but you're going to have to do some things differently, because if all you do is come out and do the exact same thing that you've always done, and that's run the ball, throw enough to keep the defense on, that's not going to work, because West Lafayette's an experienced coaching staff. They're going to set up their game plan to take away what you've been doing all season. So, and in particular, West Lafayette can score really well, so they're going to score a lot of points. Bellmont's going to have to do some things to create some offense, and they're going to have to do what Snyder did last week and get some points off special teams as well. People underestimate the importance of special teams. If they can get a nice punt return or a kickoff return and generate some offense, maybe even get in field goal range off one of those, every little bit will help. But they're going to have to mix up some things. They cannot just say, we're going to go in and try to run over West Lafayette. That won't work.
Bellmont gives up 18 points a game. They score about 21, so if you take a look at that in a big picture, they're used to playing in close games. They won a 1-point game in overtime last week. Does that give them a little bit of confidence knowing that, hey, we play close games with pretty much whoever we play? As long as we give ourselves a chance to win at the end in the 4th quarter, this team can upset, I guess, West Lafayette.
If they're with West Lafayette at halftime or even early in the 3rd quarter, yes, it does give them confidence that they can hang with people. But if they fall behind early, then what you've done up until now doesn't really matter, because you're playing a much superior team in West Lafayette than what you faced earlier this year. So, yes, if it gets into the second half and they're right there with them, yes, every second that ticks off, Bellmont's more and more confident. And Larry Getz, I mean, it's nice to have him on the sideline that you can always refer to. This isn't some 28-year-old who's in his first year as a head coach. This is a guy who's been around the block a time or two, and so that helps not only all week long in preparing, but it helps on Friday night as well.